Welcome to The Explainer. If you've ever wondered where the absolute most intense, reality-shattering battles in the cosmos take place, well, you're in the right spot. We're talking about planet Yaenddarr, home to literally the most chaotic, towering, and honestly technologically mind-bending metropolis in the entire galaxy. So, close your eyes for just a second and picture this. You're a newly arrived multiversal gladiator, right? You've just stepped off your transport ship into this blindingly bright, gravity-defying city. The air around you is literally humming with prototype weaponry, and you can hear the roars of a distant crowd. It makes you wonder what actually happens when the greatest warriors, heroes, and villains from completely different universes and timelines find their way here, colliding in a neon city suspended way up in the stratosphere. Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. Okay, let's dive into this. The arena we're talking about is located in Cosmosis. Built by the Echoans and the magic-wielding Unix, Cosmosis is the undisputed tallest city on planet Yaenddarr. We're talking about a vertical titan that literally pierces the stratosphere, glowing like a giant neon constellation. It's the premier weapon hub of the whole galaxy, handling interplanetary distribution, prototype testing, the black market auctions, the whole shebang. If a weapon exists anywhere, Cosmosis can build it, upgrade it, or sell it to the highest bidder. But here's the catch. Cosmosis is deeply fractured. It's a world split absolutely into two unbelievable halves, occupying the exact same space. And what's truly wild is the sheer, extreme contrast between these two realities. Up top, you have the upper level, the neon crown of Yaenddarr. Think Tron mixed with the fifth element. It's this futuristic utopia of chrome towers, holographic billboards, and endless skylines. But then, buried beneath the smog and shadow of all that gleaming perfection is the lower level, better known as the slums. This place is pure Mad Max meets Fallout, a rusted, smog-choked, lawless wasteland of broken tech and brutal gang alliances. See, ages ago, the city just built endlessly upward. Those with the credits moved up, and everyone else, they were left behind in the grave of the city. It's so separated that neither half even believes the other is real. But up in that upper level, the streets are literally in the sky. Air travel isn't a luxury up there, it's the standard. I mean, the skies are absolutely packed. You've got flying cars, people zipping past on jetpacks, rocket shoes, anti-gravity boots, hoverboards, personal drone wings, you name it. It is a city of pure light and speed where gravity is basically optional. But, with the air so ridiculously crowded with all these wild anti-gravity travel methods, it kind of brings up a very logical question for a city suspended in the clouds. What happens if you slip? Well, the answer is one of the most chilling, absolute rules of Cosmosis. Because of all that dense sky traffic, the anti-gravity tech, floating platforms, and those relentless drone patrols, falling into the lower level is actually impossible. Someone or something is going to catch you long before you ever hit the smog. As the official records state, no one has ever fallen from the upper level into the slums. Not once. Literally not in the entire history of the city. The divide between the sky and the grave is absolute. Part 1. The Galactic Games. This city's violent heartbeat. So a lot of people flock to the high-tech paradise of Cosmosis looking for a fresh start or quick credits. But the truly brave, or let's be honest, the truly desperate, seek out the Galactic Games. And these games are an absolute spectacle. First up, you have Blitzball. This is a high-speed, zero-gravity sport played inside a spherical arena. It's part combat, part athletics, and pure chaos. Then there are the labyrinths. Picture a deadly maze packed with death traps, shifting walls, and hidden enemies, where only one person makes it to the top of a colossal pyramid. But the main event, the real bread and butter of the city, is the Colosseum, a massive battle royale arena where the most powerful beings in history clash for glory, wealth, and survival. Part 2. The Mugen Showdowns, where multiverses collide. It's in that colossal Colosseum where multiversal warriors eventually make their way, leading directly to the legendary Mugen Showdowns. And this brilliantly illustrates the crossover insanity we're talking about. These are not your standard gladiator fights. Thanks to the cosmic nature of Yaenddarr, legendary warriors from completely different universes, franchises, and timelines end up stepping into this arena to test their might. I mean, just look at this fight card. We are talking about literal multiversal collisions. You've got demonic clashes putting Dante and Virgil up against heavy hitters like Trigon and Darkseid. Brawler face-offs where Luffy and Naruto take on street fighters like Guile and Charlie Nash. ultimate rage matches putting Goku against the 5 stages of Hulk, and, of course, classic elemental grudges like Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. It is relentless, spectacular combat. But okay, looking at a fight card like that, with such lethal, literal, world-breaking power on display, you kind of have to ask the obvious mechanical question. How in the world is this endless combat even sustainable? How do these legendary warriors fight to the death constantly, taking catastrophic, unbelievable damage without actually staying dead and, completely emptying out the competitor roster? Part 3. Hacking Death, the Unix Revival System. So here's the secret. On Yaenddarr, death isn't really an ending. It's more of a highly structured planetary curriculum relying on a very specific, incredibly rare cheat code. To wrap your head around this, we need to talk about the Unix. These are magical eon beings born directly from the Magi Star. They're natural healers and medics, but their abilities vary wildly. The vast majority are Tier-1 Unix. Think of them as your common hospital medics. They can regenerate limbs, cure diseases, and stabilize auras. Super useful, right? But then you have the incredibly rare Tier-2 Unix. These elite medics possessed true revival capabilities. We're talking restarting hearts, reversing catastrophic bodily trauma, and yes, even reviving fresh decapitations. Wild, right? Let's walk through exactly how this plays out during a match. Step 1, a warrior suffers a brutal, spectacular combat death right there in the Colosseum. Step 2, because these rare Tier-2 Unix medics are stationed directly inside the arena, they step in immediately. Step 3, the catastrophic physical trauma is medically reversed on the spot. And finally, step 4, the Unix actually pulls the dying soul right back into the body. So the crucial point is this. This is a clinical body restart technique. It's basically the ultimate emergency medical intervention, not a full soul retrieval from the death realms. Because these revival-capable Unix work almost exclusively in the Cosmosis Colosseum to handle the constant combat deaths, the system is a perfect loop. With Tier-2 medics on standby, these multiversal warriors are locked in an awe-inspiring perpetual cycle of combat, death, and revival. The Unix revival system acts as this incredible safety net, and that is exactly what makes the spectacular, endless multiversal violence of the Musion showdowns practically possible. All of this leaves us with a truly fascinating question to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. If you're a gladiator who has traveled across the entire multiverse to reach the neon skies of Cosmosis, and death itself is just a temporary medically reversible system, what does it truly cost a warrior to win? What actually happens to the mind and the spirit when the finality of losing is completely erased by the Magistar's healers? It absolutely changes the stakes of the ultimate arena, doesn't it? Something to think about.